This is a video on how to sign into our course in MyMathLab. The first thing you want to do is go to pearsonmylab.com, which we'll type into our browser. So www.pearsonmylab.com. And once you get there, you'll get to the sign-in screen. The sign-in button is over on the right, this green button here. I assume at this point you've already registered, which you would have done by clicking on Register as a Student down here. But it's just how to access our course in MyMathLab. So you want to click Sign In here. And once you do, use the username you created before. Mine is just my first initial and last name. And then typing in your password for the site. And you'll be logged in. Your courses will be listed on the left side of the screen here. Generally, you'll only have one course. Math 104, SL4, that's our section. Bellavia Fall 2013. So you want to click on that to access the course. Once you're there, you'll be taken to a new window. This first page here is just a dashboard. It'll tell you about how much homework you've done and things like that. It'll give you upcoming assignments and when they're due. Keep in mind that it only shows the first 3 assignments. If there's more than 3 assignments due in a week, you won't see them all listed here. The way you should approach this course is first by taking a look at the chapter contents, which are located here on the left hand side. And this little triangle here indicates that this menu will pull down. So if you click on that, you'll see it pulls down and you've got all these different sections here. And let's say our homework was for section 1.3. The way you would access that is by clicking on chapter 1. Alright, and then you'll see all the sections listed here. And let's say you wanted to read about section 1.3. Click on section 1.3, it'll bring you up this 1.3 says properties of and operations with real numbers. That's just the title of the section. And it gives you these 3 options here. Watch the video presentation. So if you wanted to go through this course and see a video about what the section is all about, you could click on the video presentation. And if you click on video presentation, it'll pop up with a new window, and you'll be able to you can enlarge it and hit play on here and actually watch a video.
In this section, your text
about that section.
Terms and discuss.
If you would prefer to read about that section, you could click on the Multimedia EText, which is probably a very good resource. I would recommend using that. You might want to read about it before you actually go through and watch the video. It really depends on how you feel comfortable. When you click on Multimedia EText, it actually brings up our textbook for the course. It's an online version of the actual physical textbook. So you don't really need to buy a textbook. You could just use this. Again, when you're in here, alright, this is section 1.3, and you can read about what the properties are that they're discussing. But they also have a little link on the side here. It says video. You can get to the video lecture that way. Same type of thing we just saw. And to navigate the pages, you got these arrows up top. If you click this arrow to the right, it'll go through the next page of the book, and make sure you always scroll down. It doesn't just end right there. Right? We can scroll down here, so you can read through that section. When you read through the section, there's also other links on the side. Like here's an animation link, so it'll come up with a little short animation instead of just reading this, showing you how to handle that type of problem. There's also little links on the side. This You Try It example. If you click on You Try It here, it'll pop up a new window, and it'll actually give you a problem to perform here. So it's a 7 plus -6. And if I say, okay, that equals 1, and I hit enter on that, alright, it tells me I got it right. And so you can see if you understood the concept. Alright, if you want a similar exercise, alright, so a similar type of problem, you just hit similar exercise here at the bottom, and you could go again. It says 6 plus -3. And then you can answer that, okay, let's say I didn't know what it was. Let's say I say the answer is 5. And I hit check answer. It'll give you a little tip of how you should really approach the problem if you got it wrong. Alright, and if you say done there, maybe you went through, you read it again, you could go through and put in the correct answer. There's also links on the side that have videos for specific problems. So you click on the video here for this example, and you can watch a video of someone actually going through and performing the problem, if that's an easier way to understand it. And then at the end of the section, there's exercises that you can take a look at. At the end of the section, there's exercises you can take a look at where you can actually, these are the exercises that are in the book. You could actually type in your answers in here by clicking on this exercises link on the left side of them. If you click on that, click on exercise 11, it'll bring up exercise 11, and you could just answer the question. You can always click similar exercise. These are just for your practice. This isn't actually the homework for the course, but this is a way of, studying and learning as you're going along. So that's the multimedia textbook. And you can close these up by just clicking on those triangles to hide them. The main part of the course where your grades are going to come from is from the homework and the quizzes and tests. So to access your homework, you would click on homework here, and you'll see that the homework is listed by section. Alright, so we have homework 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and so on. And the way this course works is for every homework assignment you have, there will also be a quiz. So let's say you finished homework 1.2. Alright, you perform homework 1.2. Here's all the questions. To access them, you would click on the question, go through and answer them, just like we just saw in the exercises and the You Try It. You would go through and answer this question here, and then hit check answer at the bottom. You can do this piecewise. You don't have to do all the homework in one setting. Let's say you only had time to do the first 9 problems. You can do the first 9 problems on here. Alright, save your work, and then you can go back and do the rest of it. As long as you finish everything by the deadline, that's what's important. Once you finish the homework assignment, you have to have an 80% or better. You have to take the quiz for that section. So notice if I click back on the homework link here, it takes me back to this page. Now if I wanted to try homework 1.3, notice this little flag next to it says you must do quiz 1.2 before starting this assignment. So you couldn't go from 1.2 and then do 1.3. You have to actually go from homework 1.2, and then you can click on quizzes and tests here on the left, or you can click on quizzes and tests up here. I'll click over on the left though. If I click quizzes and tests, that's where the quiz for 1.2 is. Now if you want to do the quiz for 1.2, it tells you here, well, you must score at least an 80% in the homework for 1.2. So if you didn't get an 80% in the homework, you couldn't do quiz 1.2. Alright, and then you keep following this pattern. So you do homework 1.2, quiz 1.2, homework 1.3, quiz 1.3, and eventually you get to the chapter 1 test, which covers all of the sections. The other thing that you might want to look at in my math lab, if you ever want to know what your grade is for the course, you click on Gradebook here. Alright, Gradebook, if you click Show Overall Score, this little button up here, it'll actually tell you what your grade is. Now right now I haven't done any work in my math lab, so it says 0%, but it'll be a good way for you to check your grade throughout the semester and see your progress. Alright, the last thing I just want to point out on this left sidebar is they have something called the study plan here. This is for your own use. It's not something that I have assigned. It's included by the publishers to give you extra practice problems, but I don't want you to feel like you have to use this study plan. So I would pretty much ignore that tab unless you really want extra practice. As always, if you have any questions, please send me an email or give me a phone call at my office phone number. I hope this video is helpful. Thanks.